Paranoid conditions are characterized by the presence of delusions. That is, false beliefs which cannot be corrected by adequate proof and which are not in accordance with generally accepted concepts. Delusions of persecution are most frequently encountered. The patient is convinced that powerful forces are opposing him, and in the delusional system, these often take the form of large and influential political or religious groups. On the other hand, many paranoids build a system around a neighbor, relative, or associate. Because of the seemingly miraculous effects of modern technical devices, such as radio, radar, television, and so on, they are often invoked as agencies of the unseen enemy, who has his special code of communication. Outside of their delusions, these patients often show a remarkably well-preserved personality, with little or no impairment of their intellectual faculties. In the acute phase of their illness, the patients are usually at the same time hostile, supercilious, and suspicious. Later, if they do not recover, they may become quite friendly and confidential. The feeling of superiority, which they gain from their special knowledge, seems to provide some compensation. The first patient, a young woman, was admitted 6 months ago in a state of marked agitation. She had refused food for almost a week and had not slept for several nights. The second patient has been paranoid for several years.
And then afterwards you went to the university, or was that before?
No, that was before.
You took an art course.
Mm-hmm.
How
A
long?
real mess of my life at that time.
Later you got a job in an office or in a store.
Oh, only at Christmas season.
Oh, it's only temporary work then.
Yes. Yes, that was just for temporary finance, that's all.
What did you like better, the office work or working as a sales
I didn't
lady?
like office work at all. I liked the nursing. Only, of course, I've given quite a lot of thought and attention to it since then, and I have found something even more satisfying than that.
What is it?
Book of Revelations, tell you that.
You mean the Bible?
Yes. I believe in the return of Christ and salvation from any mortality. I don't believe in mortality. Immortality.
You mean that we are not mortal?
Yes. That's right.
But people die usually.
We die because we do not keep the law.
Well, you know, the other day you told me about the government being concerned in some way with all this.
Yes, because the government doesn't keep the law. You see, the government is not in harmony with truth.
But do you mean to say that the governments prevent people from fulfilling the law?
Yes, they do. They're
Oh.
known as martyrs.
The people?
Those people, yes, who are attacked by the government when they wish to be truthful about the law and fulfillment of it.
Well, how would the government go about it?
I consider Hitler was one martyr.
You mean he was crucified by
Wall Street.
Wall Street?
Hmm.
The war, in other words, was...
Mammon.
Why would people try to persecute Hitler?
Well, because he tried to tell them the objective of the law and try to harmonize, try to establish the harmony and the kingdom of truth.
Were you the only one who realized it?
Oh, heavens, no.
The way you do.
Don't they? Many people don't, but I don't think I'm think of the word now. I don't think I'm a unique personality that thinks, the only one who thinks that Hitler was right. I think a great many people thought, only they were afraid to say so. And then, of course, some people are very weak, and anyway, they'll open their ears to anyone who babbles to them, and they perhaps will believe some of the trash they read in the newspapers.
But very few, I don't know of anyone else who thinks that man could be immortal.
Oh.
You're the only one.
Well, yes, I see why it sounds strange, because I admit even for myself, I had to study and think a great deal, and all my life I was puzzled by certain things, and now I see why.
And she said, you have used me as a fish long enough. You know, at
She has
mealtime.
used you as a fish.
You know, she spoke like that. Not me, but she was talking to her partner who was recording everything from every room, even the cafeteria.
How can they do that?
I don't know. I don't know if they have all the electric wire outside. I
So
don't know
they
how it is done.
They record everything you say.
Not that I say, well, not only of what I say, of what she says herself.
And why is that being done? Why do they do
Well,
it?
it seemed to me that it has been done before 1916, because it was carried on in my home too. The way everything carries on every day since I came to the hospital, I realized it was done in every convent I went to live. I was 6-7 years in a convent.
And
For-
people were recording there.
And the people were making cases against the pupil of the convent then, especially on my case. And
Helen, who were the people? Who was making
we don't
the
see them. But I heard a few days ago that they could take picture of the king and queen right from the ocean with the television machine. What kind of machine they use? Radioactive?
radioactive?
Yeah.
Well, they have television machines, but you can't take pictures unless you have
Well,
this
the
person
way
right
she
there.
looked outside, it seemed to me that they are able to see us inside. The one that are forcing her to follow those orders.
Oh, she is being forced by
yes,
these people.
Yes, it's not her fault, you know.
You showed me some signs she's using sometimes.
Yes, and well, Mrs. St. James too was using them, and my sister-in-law
What are
too
they
in
like?
court.
What are they like?
Either like this, and like this, or no matter any place on the body, wherever they get at you, you see.
And what
it
does...
could be there even, and they scratch their hair,
What-
their head like this. I've seen doctors also scratching that, but there is only the jet black hair people that know what they mean. You see? They
They-
only know what, I mean, they're the only one who knows what reason they're doing it for.
Fair-haired people don't know it.
Well, I don't think they do. Because if they might know what it means, but I'm sure they don't know for what reason. And
Why is there this
also
difference?
they show their teeth, and
Helen,
they stick their tongue out too. They go like this.
what is the
and,
difference between the
or like
fair-haired and the black-haired people? Why should there be that difference?
Well, I remember last year Mrs. St. James giving the reason that I mentioned. You
What
know,
is it?
last year in letter that you know the French jet black hair people are a lot more smart to do anything than any other fair hair people or any other nationality. She said, when you come to ask somebody to do something, she said, you never ask fair hair people to do something. She said, you always ask the jet black hair people to do it. And so I just laughed it off. I didn't mind. I'm so used to take a crack, I didn't care. Then, later on, when I found I connect everything together. I put everything what I had heard from her. I never said a word. I put everything together what she had said in now and then and everything. I find everything fit together. And then when I heard I was going to be knocked on the head, I said to myself, say that, no wonder. Now that's the group of people who don't want no clever people in the world that are after the people who are in their ways, I would say.
We have seen the increase of tension in the first patient as she began to talk about her delusions. The government and religion play an important role in her delusional system. The second patient is convinced that she has been victimized by a powerful group which has been spying on her with recording devices for years. While she prefers to stay in the hospital because she feels safer here, she still thinks that some of the other patients are acting as agents of the enemy power. Both patients are unshakably convinced of the truth and accuracy of their ideas.